clean? Did you get a haircut?
I did not get a haircut, but I took a shower today. Went to the gym, took a shower, feeling refreshed.
Good. I feel you. I just finished cleaning my apartment for 5 hours, I think.
Oh, was it dirty?
It wasn't that dirty. I'm just kind of obsessed with keeping it clean, and I hadn't cleaned it in a few weeks. So.
That's not a bad thing to be obsessed with, though, because I mean, we have a Roomba, like the iRobot thing, that just
Ooh,
it just goes all over the place. So I've been loving that, and
that's nice.
don't even have to worry about vacuuming like at all.
Well,
It's great.
Yeah, and I'm in a little studio, and I'm getting all these registry gifts for our wedding, and we're getting like 1 million. So, actually,
Are you
here's
currently getting them?
here's a little my package corner at the moment because I don't have anywhere to put them. I don't have any storage here, so
Okay.
just gonna go in random corners until I move places.
Hey, you know what? That happens. You just gotta deal with the space that you have right now, and if it's not a lot, that's all right.
Yeah. So also, my job sends me these massive boxes, like probably as tall as my chest.
Okay.
So I have these boxes that just show up at my door, and I'll have like 3 of them. So I don't have anywhere to put those either. So I just low key threw a bunch of them out that I didn't need. So
That's all right. It happens. Happens
it's
to the
like
best
spring
of us.
cleaning.
Anyway,
Anyway,
spring cleaning is a good thing, though. Everyone needs it.
Kevin, do you have a question of the day?
That's a good question. That should be
Oh,
the
I can
question
do
of the
it.
day. I don't.
I didn't.
That's 2 weeks in a row. I'm slacking.
Hold on. Let's see if I can pull up one real quick.
We're going to get it rolling because we got a lot to talk about today. There is a ton of Call of Duty content coming out. I do want to get an update on where you're at with your PC because I know you've made a little bit of progress here. But I definitely want to get into what's all new going to be coming to both Warzone and Cold War this week. We're like 3 days away now from all this new content that's going to be coming out. So we're going to have a ton to talk about over the course of the next week.
Okay. I gotta get one though. Hold on. I gotta get a good question here.
You need a good one. Okay. Well, you work on that, and I'll just riff.
Hold on. What is something that everyone looks stupid doing?
Oh, okay. Plunging a toilet.
That you're quick on the trigger. Plunging a toilet.
Am I wrong?
No.
I'm not wrong.
Everything people look stupid doing.
Using a shake weight?
Yeah, but who has a shake weight? So like, I think that
Yeah.
does. Yeah, I think that qualifies you as being dumb.
I think everybody has plunged well, not everybody, but a lot of people have plunged a toilet in their lifetime. So
Plunged a toilet. I think anything like clumsy, like you falling and having to clean something up off the ground. Like
help! I've fallen and I can't get up.
All right, let's move on. I don't have a good one. We'll have to get a better one next
That
week.
wasn't a bad one. What's yours though? Other than falling down.
okay.
Falling down that's a dumb answer. At least give me something good like plunging a toilet.
Something that everybody looks stupid doing. There are many exercises at the gym that make you
Yep.
look stupid.
Hip thrusts is a big one.
Hip thrust is my first one that I think of. Hip thrusts or which I've completely gotten over, like being embarrassed by doing anything at the gym as long
Yeah.
as it's functional.
Honestly, when I go to the gym, especially now, I am sweatshirt on. I've been working out in a sweatshirt every day, and I love it because for whatever reason, I just like don't sweat in the gym that I've
Yeah.
been going to, and I hate it. Like I love going to the gym and just being drenched in sweat and being
Yeah.
absolutely disgusting. Like not being able to take your shirt off after the gym is one of the greatest things.
Yeah.
So I've been wearing a sweatshirt, like hood up, mask on, like trying to keep everything covered just to like I would wear a freaking
Sweat.
trash bag if I could to that gym because I just want to sweat, but I feel like I haven't been sweating, and
That's a good thing.
I've
You
been
need to keep sweating.
I've been back in the gym now for going on a week, and for pretty much everybody who didn't know me before the pandemic, I'm down 30 pounds right now. Pretty much 30 pounds of muscle because there wasn't a ton of fat to lose regardless. So I have 30 pounds to gain back. This is week 1 back in the gym. I got a nice little shot of the vaccine earlier this week, feeling good. And slowly transitioning back into hopefully something of a normal life here.
So how much are you eating right now?
So that's the biggest thing is I'm eating quite a bit because I definitely am. I haven't like actually gone through
Tracked it or
and
anything.
actually, like I just kind of know my body and know how much I need to eat to gain weight because I've done it.
Yeah.
And like the bulking and cutting for me is relatively easy. I just like if I get a good workout in, I pretty much know like, okay, have like 4 to 5 meals a day, throw a protein shake in here and there. I actually just ordered a bag of the Control meal replacement. And that's a new one. I tweeted at them a couple days ago and they responded back to us. But that's one that I'm actually pretpretty interested in because I've never really done a full meal replacement. Like I've done I think it's like the
Is it like a shake or what is it?
Yeah, it's a shake. It comes in a bag, but it's like a protein powder essentially. But it's essentially like a protein shake, but it has carbs in it. It has like healthy fats in it. They throw MCT oil to curb any hunger. There's
that's so cool.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff in it, and I'm excited to try it. And I'm essentially just going to use it as my breakfast because the biggest thing for me is I am notorious for just completely skipping breakfast, and that's so bad when you're trying to put on weight.
Yeah.
And even just being at home, like it's so easy for me to get up, go in the kitchen, and make myself breakfast. I just don't do it. I'll have a cup or two of coffee, and at that point, with coffee being an appetite suppressant, I just don't eat. So that's my biggest thing. Like I've pretty much been living my life for the last however many months now, knowing that I'm not working out, and so I've been eating less on purpose, drinking more coffee in the morning to essentially curb my appetite, so I'm not eating a ton and gaining on bad weight. Yeah. So like I still feel totally fine. My problem is I just feel small. Like I feel scrawny. Going back into the gym, like I've done 2 chest workouts now, and both of them were terrible. I'm putting up like no weight. I think
I was gonna say. It makes you feel so weak, right?
Oh my gosh! When you get back into the gym, check your ego at the door because there is no more humbling experience than getting under a barbell after you haven't lifted weights in almost a year. And man, is it rough! I feel like I haven't had a good workout yet.
And you just don't feel like strong putting up the weight. Like at some point, especially when you're eating again and you start lifting on a consistent basis, your muscles get used to that. And then you can you'll be halfway through a rep and like if you haven't lifted in a while, you're shaking on your way up. You're like, this shouldn't be that hard. Like you can power the way through it.
The problem for me is that like my body specifically is that like I'll get back into the gym and like right away my muscles will blow up. Like I'll see a noticeable difference even like 2 or 3 days after a workout. The problem is my strength takes a while for it to build up. So it's like I was literally yesterday I was doing bench press and like I was struggling with 135 and that is like typically like child's weight for me. I think like a year and a half ago I maxed out at like 275 on bench for like 3 reps.
That's wild.
I was strong and I felt really good, but I mean I've lost it all, and so now the goal is just I'm here to gain it back.
It's a new adventure.
Yeah,
you're going back at it.
It's a new project for me, so I'm excited for it because the thing is like I feel like a lot of people they just don't know how to put on good weight, and they don't know how they're not super educated on fitness and working out in the movements that are actually necessary for putting on strength and building muscle in the gym. So for me, I'm really excited to do it almost kind of starting from scratch a little bit. I have all the knowledge. I know what to do. But it's like really the first time for me that I'm just kind of starting over. So I'm excited to I'm like actually tracking like all of my reps and everything just to see the progress that I'm making in hopefully a fairly short amount of time. I've never gone like a full year without actually working out like on a normal cadence. But when I do take shorter breaks, I'll gain it back really quickly, which I feel like is pretty normal. A lot of people are like that. So after a full year, I'm excited to see how fast it'll take me or how long it'll take me to gain everything back.
If you want an app to track, are you using a tracker like app, or are you just like tracking it manually?
I track it all. I use the Notes app in my phone. I track all my reps and workouts and everything. And I'm not to the point of tracking my meals yet. I have mental notes of everything, and I just kind of know what I'm doing, and so that is kind of how I'll stick with it for now. But once I get back into the groove, if I feel like I need to actually start putting everything down in terms of the nutrition, I may commit to that. But for right now, I feel like I'm good where I'm at. I just need to keep going. And once I get that first, like, okay, this is a great workout, sweat my ass off, I can't wait, because I haven't had that yet and I need it.
Well, I am doing a routine right now. You know who John Meadows is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm doing his Creeping Death too. So that's been a hell of a time. Depending on what you want to do, 5 to 6 days, but it's a push-pull legs. I think we kind of talked about it before.
Yeah.
I can send you that. I can also send you Fitbod is the app that I use to track all my weights, and it like tracks all your volume, your reps, how much weight you're putting up, and all that. So
yeah, I'm right now. I'm just more interested in doing everything myself. Like I just want to see what I'm capable of doing. So that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm excited to see how quickly I can do it. I'm doing. I'm trying to. I really want to focus on strength. And one thing for me that I've never really been happy with is my back and lats. So that's was one focus that I want to keep. So I'm doing more of like a hybrid, like bodybuilding / powerlifting. Like one day a week, I'm literally just going to focus on compound movements and squat, deadlift, bench, and like strictly powerlifting. And then everything else I'll fill in with like your typical bodybuilding movements and splits and everything like that. So we'll see how that goes. It's working so far.
Well, that'll be fun.
But I got a lot of weight to put on here.
Yeah. I know. I've been trying to put on weight too, and I was like tracking meals and everything. And I think I'm at like went from 176, and I think I'm around 181, 182. So I just put on a little bit, but
you weigh more than I do.
I think I'm trying to get up to like 190 and then try to cut, but I don't really have a lot of time because I'm sort of trying to do it by the wedding. So
yeah,
I might just have to cut a little bit so I can take off some of the
fluff,
quarantine fluff and all that.
Yeah.
Which I don't think that honestly, losing weight is not hard for me because we played soccer, and that's really easy for me is like not eating as much.
Yeah.
So
the easiest part for me is putting the weight on. And it's not like bad weight. Like I've never really had problems with building muscle and growing. The strength for me is my hardest part. The strength comes after the size for me, which is weird. It's not something that you would think is normal, but it's just how some people's bodies work. And Exhibit A right there. That's my body. That's one thing about the gym.
It's not a bad thing.
You learn a lot about your body.
Oh, you do. It's been fascinating. Even and I know you were kind of talking about education. I think that's the hardest thing is learning all that.
Yeah.
Like, I know we've already talked about it a long time, but just anyway, how I even started lifting, because we didn't lift. Like, I mean, we lifted a little bit in high school through soccer, but like, pretty much nothing.
Whoops.
Oh,
I hit the wrong button on my keyboard.
Okay, I'm like, what? Like, what are we going to right now?
No.
Anyway, I like literally would go to the gym and I like looked up a beginner split, and then I went on YouTube and looked at every single exercise and how to do every exercise correctly with the right form. And like, that's how I built my whole base of like learning how to lift was through YouTube.
That's the biggest thing when you're first starting out. And if you don't know a lot about lifting, like check your ego at the door. Don't worry about what anybody else is doing.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's the thing. Everybody else is worried about what they're doing. They're not looking at what you're doing.
Well, the problem is,
don't even worry about it.
I feel like, I still even find myself doing it. Like, I'm such a competitive person. I know you are too. So it's like, if there's a guy who's like my age at the gym on bench press next to me, I'm like, all right, I'm not lifting more than him. Like, I gotta get going here.
Yeah.
But like, that's such a bad way to go about it, because everybody's at such a different place in their life when it comes to just fitness and lifting and everything. So like, check the ego at the door. learn the right movements.
Be there for you.
Get the movement down, because the form is the biggest thing. Full range of motion is that's the one absolute single most important tip that I can give anybody first starting out is learn your full range of motion, and you're going to make such quicker strides than if you were to just half-ass a movement and not get it right, because it's so important. So that's my tip.
Very important. Full range of motion, intensity in your workouts, like you're saying, sweating and actually getting after it. And then another thing with injuries in the gym, like I went to the gym Saturday with Kelsey, and I felt a pop in my knee when I was doing legs. And I was like, okay, I'm done for today.
Do you squat yet?
Do I squat?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm not very good at it, but I'm like, the last time I came back in the gym, I was like, all right, I've actually got to kind of figure this out. And I've started kind of slowly, like I'll do hack squats or like the cable machine squats. I'm like, that's fine, but it's not the same motion. So
there's no better movement for you than the squat. Squat and deadlift. Like if you had to pick two, boom, right there, squat, deadlift.
Yep. Anyway.
So my challenge to you is get better at squatting.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do at the moment. So yeah. Anyway,
that's enough.
We talked about lifting for 20 minutes.
I was going to say, that's enough fitness for right now when nobody wants to hear it. And if you do, let us know. We'll talk more about it, because we know what we're doing. So as we're getting into it more and more, we can continue to talk about it if that's of interest. So let us know. But what I want to hear from you is, where are we at on the PC build? Because I know we've made progress in the last week.
I don't think I've told you. I haven't even texted you.
Haven't found a wild 3070 yet, have you?
Oh my God. What's so wild is, like, there's a lot of things going on in my life, but that is one thing, like, I have been looking for every single day. It's crazy. Like, I'm busy with all these other things, but literally, like, I'll find myself in between two activities and, like, just not even scrolling social media. I'll just be scrolling through, like, my Discord, like, in stock alerts, and, like, it's ridiculous.
The Amazon stock.
I mean, here's the thing. There's all these, like, bot stock trackers that I'm on now. Like, now my Discord, I've got like 3 new stock trackers.
Yeah.
And they're great, and I get direct alerts, but like I haven't had any luck getting one. Another way that I found out this week to use is going on like Twitter, Facebook, or like Reddit and typing in what I'm looking for. Yeah. And then I can find giveaways and stuff. So I texted you earlier. I found one of this. I'm gonna shout him out, actually, because I think he's doing great stuff. I'm gonna shout him out because I think it's Sean T PC or something like that. Let me see.
That's the Twitter giveaway, right? That you tagged me in.
Sean T Custom PC.
Yeah, I know you sent that to me, and you're like, all right, you gotta use my link here and sign up so I can get an extra entry.
I tweeted it from our joystick pod too. So like anybody that, well, one, if you use that link, you can enter yourself. But by using that link too, it helps me. It gives me extra entries. So it's good for me and good for you.
Get this man a graphics card.
Come try to get a graphics card. So I don't know. I've been entering giveaways, but anyway, all that to say, no, I haven't found a 3070 yet or any 30 series card. I mean, they're available, but like it's just the scalpers market, like the secondary market has them up $800 to $1,400 depending on what model you're.
It's available. You don't want to pay for it though.
No. So I'm trying to be patient, but anyway, so I have gotten I moved them from my spot. Let's see. I got in on Friday, like literally I was about to leave from Cincinnati or to Cincinnati, and I was like, I have to stop by my apartment real quick just to make sure like none of my stuff was delivered.
Yeah.
Sure enough, my PC monitor, the other monitor I got, which is it's a 27-inch Asus, whatever, or Asus or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Gaming monitor.
Yep.
It was sitting at my door. Thank you, Walmart, for delivering it, but also not thank you, Walmart, because you didn't put it in a concealed box. It was just
it's just the monitor box sitting in front of your door.
$200 something like monitor box in front of my door.
That's exactly what you need on a
Yeah, to get
Friday
it stolen.
for your monitor to walk from your front
Oh
doorstep.
my God. So anyway, got that. We're all good. And then I got my my case.
Okay. That's the
So
Fantex one that you were talking about, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So I got
Nice.
both of those. So now I've got case. Um, why am I blanking? Case CPU, which is my Ryzen. I've
Yeah.
got my RAM, my 2 monitors, Xbox Elite controller. I'm counting all that.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
What
6.
do you still need? What don't you have?
So I need a graphics card.
Yeah.
I need
Power
actually, I'm gonna
supply.
go back to my power supply, which I'm kind of trying to see what. Oh, I've got my motherboard too.
Yep.
I have my motherboard, so I don't have my SSD, my power supply, and my keyboard and mouse.
Okay. So
And
you're
I
getting
think
there.
I sent my sister because she hadn't got me anything for my birthday. I sent her the keyboard and mouse link, so I think she got me something, but I don't know if she got one or both.
You just don't know what it was. Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, wait for that and
So either way,
figure out what else you need.
If she just got like one, then I'll only have 4 things left, and
Okay.
I can get the power supply, the SSD, like whenever.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is finding the graphics card. That's the hardest part.
That's the hurdle.
It has been for.
It's your legendary Pokemon.
Oh my God! I mean, I didn't ever think that it would take this long to get.
It's your Zapdos. That's what I'm going to start calling it. Your graphics card is not your Zapdos. Yeah. The Articuno may be better.
My Articuno. What's another legend? Well, there's so many. Now I'm just thinking of all these old legendary Pokemon that we used. Mewtwo, Mew.
Yeah.
What was the like the dog looking one?
Oh yeah, those were my favorite. The 4 different dogs. I can't remember what they were called. Because the original 3 were Zapdos, Articuno, and Moltres.
In Moltres, yeah. And then
did you ever have all 3?
I don't know if I ever had all 3.
They're the Pokemon legendary dogs. I'll Google it right now. But I had all 3 at one time, and I lost it when I got it. I also remember too, on a plane. I think it was Pokemon Silver, which is the one with like the whale
Silver
or whatever as the legendary Pokemon.
Legendary beasts.
I can't remember
Raikou,
the name.
Entei, and Suicune.
That's who they are, the legendary dogs. Yeah.
Wow.
So I was on a plane and I was sitting next to my brother. I was probably 5th grade or something. I can't remember exactly when that would have been. But we were on the plane getting ready for takeoff, and the pilot had come on like, okay, turn off all your electronics, blah, blah, blah. We're getting ready for takeoff. And I was freaking out because I was in the middle of the battle with like the final legendary Pokemon. I can't remember the name of him. And I was trying to catch him, and I only had like...
Silver?
Yeah.
It would have been, was it Lugia and Ho-Oh?
Yes, it was Ho-Oh who I was trying to catch. And I had...
I flicked them all up.
I had like 20 Pokeballs left, and I was freaking out because the pilot was like, okay, turn off all your electronics. And I was young enough to where I actually thought that like the plane would blow up if you kept your electronics on. So I was thinking I was going to like crash this plane with my Game Boy Advanced SP. And as I was trying to catch the Pokemon, and I was like freaking out, my brother was like, come on, keep going, do it, get him. And literally with the last Pokeball I had left, I caught him. And then right at that point, I had beaten the game, saved it, gone through the credits, and I like closed the Game Boy, shut it off, and threw it like into my bag. And I just sat back, and it was like, and that flight was wild. And then like 10 minutes later, when you can turn on your electronics in the air, I took it back out and I started playing again. But I vividly remember that, just like freaking out right before the plane had taken off, because I thought I was going to blow us all up. So different.
Like, we had like, that's all I did. Like, I didn't have a phone, so like we played Pokemon everywhere.
Yeah, are face down, it's not your face down in your phone, it's your face down in your Game Boy, because that's just what we had.
Oh man, that
But yeah,
gives me memories. All right, wait, hold on. All right, that was Pokemon Silver and Gold, and then
yep.
you had the legendary Titans. What versions was that
Did
from,
that go into
though?
Platinum? I can't remember the order, because then there was like Platinum, there was Black and White,
Omega Ruby and Ruby and Sapphire.
yeah. Okay, so it was
Um,
wasn't it Green, Sapphire, and Ruby that all came out together? It was like Emerald, Sapphire, and Ruby.
Something like that. I'm trying to figure this out.
Because it was yellow, then it was
Yellow
yellow
and blue and red.
I thought yellow came out by itself, and then
It might have, and then blue and red,
and then blue, red, and green all came out together. It was the three, because there was
a green.
I had green because it was Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle as like the colors.
Yeah. We've completely gone off topic.
100%, but I'm okay with it because this is great nostalgia.
Hold on a second. I'm still reminiscing. This is the Regice, Registeel, and Regirock.
Yes, I remember. They look like skeletons or whatever.
Yeah, and then Latios and Latios, the two birds, like the red and white bird and the blue and white bird.
Yep, those I remember. The legendary dogs were always my favorite. Probably
Sapphire,
just because I've always
Emerald.
been a big dog person.
Oh my gosh. Weather Trio, Groudon, Kyogre, and Rayquaza.
Rayquaza was wild. I had him. Gosh,
and
going
then
through
that's where I
this,
stopped playing. And then there was the Lake Guardians, which I
think I stopped after Rayquaza because going through this just makes me think like, oh my gosh, I played so many Pokemon games.
Yeah, we did. We played a lot of Pokemon.
That's all right. It was good. This is good nostalgia. I'm enjoying this conversation quite a bit.
Okay, that's where I ended. So there's so many legendary Pokemon because there's been so many games after we stopped playing.
Weren't there like originally there was like 150 Pokemon that came out, and now there's just like thousands?
Oh, absolutely.
It's amazing how much that the whole just Pokemon world has evolved. No pun intended.
I mean, because it's infinite. They could just continue creating these.
Oh yeah, 100%. They can just keep cranking them out.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah.
That's the end of my PC build. I don't even know how do we even get on that?
I don't remember. I don't remember at all. That's all right.
Yeah. So now I'm just trying to find a graphics card. Oh, because the graphics card you were relating as a
yes, a legendary. Okay. Wow. I started that train wreck.
Oh boy. Yep. You did.
All right. Well, you go get your Zapdos, and we'll talk after you have it. All right. Well, let's get into some Call of Duty here because there is a ton of content that's going to be coming out in the next couple days, really this week. So the update for Black Ops Cold War Season 2 is supposed to come out, I think it said between 9 and 11 p.m. Pacific time on the 23rd, which is Wednesday. Is that right? No, Tuesday. And then the Warzone update will be the next day. So same time, 9 to 11 p.m. Pacific time on the 24th. So lots of stuff to go through. I'm literally just going to pull up the Call of Duty website here, and we can talk through this because they've got it all laid out right here. And there's no reason for us not to just cycle through this. So biggest thing.
There's so much.
There's a lot coming out, but we've got 4 new operators. So they all look pretty cool. This guy right here with the mask, though, Naga, looks pretty wild. I still don't think, at least in Warzone, I still feel like Rose is just going to be like the number 1 skin used because of the competitive advantage with it just being all dark. But this is, yeah. I was using it for a while, but I went back to the Ghost with the hood from Halloween. So I've been using him for a while now too because I mean he's primarily all black. And still hides pretty well. I just like that one. The only thing I don't like about that skin is that the piece of his costume that like hangs down right on his chest flies up into the camera sometimes when you're sliding. So that's kind of a pain, but
yep.
Raven, fix that, please.
Please.
Little fix. So this guy looks cool. This is going to be a launch week skin. So the biggest thing really is that they're not all going to be available at launch. There's actually a lot of this that we're going to go through is going to be in season, which is this one is going to be in season, and this is Maxis. So the biggest thing here that I'm pointing out is that there's a Rottweiler that's included here. So this dog, I would imagine, is going to come along with the Maxis skin, and this is going to be awesome because I'm a big fan of having a dog by the side.
The Doge.
The Doge. So I know we've got
pretty realistic looking Doge, too.
Isn't it? Like that's a thick Rottweiler. So I'm excited for that. It's gonna be good. Wolf looks like just a complete badass. This will be
absolutely
in season. I was actually kind of surprised. I fully expected this one to be available at the start of the season, just because I feel like he was a main feature in the cinematic that they had released or was that last week? But he's looking really cool. He's got like a lot of like a half ghillie suit down his back. So I think he'll be a popular one.
He looks like Samoan or something. It's sweet.
Yeah. And then Rivas she looks like I can't tell if it's like Mayan or because like they're in Venezuela or something. Or here, actually it says grew up in Nicaragua. So she's got that going for her. Obviously the crossbow we'll talk about a little bit. The death machine is what they're calling the minigun. So
that's just because it's in Cold War, right?
Well,
you're implementing it in Cold War rather than it's the same thing.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, there's the war machine, but the war machine's like a grenade launcher. So they've got the death machine now, which is essentially the minigun. So
that's what I'm saying. Like the minigun is already in Modern Warfare.
Yeah, so they're just bringing that into Cold War. So that'll be interesting to see how that pans out. But there's going to be 6 new weapons. So this is also just in Cold War. So the 3 weapons that we talked about last week are not even included within this. So the LMG, the raw LMG, the Psych-Off pistol, and the CX-9 SMG are not even included within this list. So that's something to point out. So instead of 6, there's really going to be what sounds like 9 weapons. Nice. We've got the Farah 83. I think this one is the Galil, which is going to be dope. The Galil is always a phenomenal AR, so excited for that.
That was fun.
I think with it being a Cold War gun, the attachments are probably not going to make any sense. Maybe they can fix that with this update. I would love it if they did. I don't have a ton of hope, but we'll see. So the Galil, I think this will probably be a new meta gun. Just add it to the long list of viable options. I mean, just with the track record of these new additions to the game being so overpowered. There's the LC-10, a new SMG.
I was just thinking about this. I was watching some video about somebody, and they're like basically just complaining about all the new metas coming in. Like, they're just like, yeah, obviously, like, these guns are coming in, they're going to be the most overpowered. It's like, what else do you want? I mean, there's already like,
I don't know how you can complain about having so many viable options.
I don't understand because like there are a lot of like, this is probably the most balanced the game has been in a while. So like, if you have these guns coming in and if they keep the MAC-10 and the FFAR and the what am I using, M16 the way they are, like, there's plenty of options to counter it. So I don't know. Anyway, continue.
There are a combination of both Cold War and Modern Warfare guns, I think, is of note, and that's something that I know even talked about before the integration was how are they going to do this, and I think they've done a good job of it, relatively speaking. There's some glaring issues like the attachments of all the Cold War guns and not doing whatever that they say they do in game. So shout out to all the third-party guys like J God and True Game Data who are actually doing Activision and Raven Software's jobs for them.
Well.
But I mean, hey, they're doing well with it, and everybody's relying on them. I sure have. So that's been awesome to at least be able to see what the attachments actually do to the gun. So good thing there. Okay, so third one is a machete, which, I mean, this is just going to be like the katanas. I mean, so not a ton. This doesn't get me excited at all. Even if it's in season, if it's an unlockable gun, I'm probably not going to unlock it. If you have to purchase it, I'm definitely not purchasing it. Doesn't get me going. A shovel, they call it the E-tool, but it's literally a shovel. For me, same as the machete. Doesn't really do it for me. Not excited about it. Just kind of is what it is. I'm sure it'll look cool. Like having the shovel with dark ether is going to look really cool. But it's not for me personally.
It's a shovel.
Yeah, it's a shovel.
This is basically like just a silenced crossbow. Weird.
Yeah, so the obviously crossbow, the R1 Shadowhunter is its official name. Crossbow in Black Ops has traditionally always been fun to use, so I absolutely despise the current crossbow in Warzone. So curious to see how they change it up and how this is just going to feel different. Because, I mean, I remember using the crossbow in some of the older Black Ops and just getting some absolutely insane clips with the hip fire kills that you can get with that thing. So I'd imagine that we'll probably get some similar things coming out of the game with this new crossbow. But I don't know. To me, it's still just a crossbow. I'm use it as a fun thing and not necessarily as a viable option to be competitive, but we'll see. Who knows? New sniper. I was hoping that this was going to be the intervention, but it's not.
That would have been sick.
I love the intervention, always have. But I mean, this looks like through and through like a Barrett 50 cal. Similar to what we already have in the game. I can't remember, what is it, the M82, I think?
Something like that.
So
fire rate's not good on this one, but it's very powerful apparently.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at it, it looks like a beast with how powerful it's going to be. So I would imagine that you'll get plenty of one-shot kills with this thing, assuming that it's a balanced weapon. But it literally says built for sharpshooters who need the power to eliminate targets at extremely long ranges. So who knows? We could be getting some insane Warzone clips out of this thing too. Just maybe setting some records for what distance shots actually are going to be looking like. So we'll see. Not for me. I like the mobile snipers. So like for me, it's the obviously the Kar 98. But I've been liking the Pellington and the Tundra a lot too. Not the ground loop Pellington. Ground loop Pellington sucks.
Garbage.
But if
Tim's loadout was pretty wild.
Yeah, well, that
was the Tundra.
The Tundra, that in the sight that he had on there is the sight that doesn't have any sniper glint.
No glint. Yeah.
So I mean that's just not fair. So I've been, when I have a few minutes here and there, sometimes I'll fire up Cold War and go into snipers only multiplayer and work on.
Mine's maxed out. I'll have to play with it soon.
Yeah, you should. Mine's not. Honestly, I just need to commit to using it in Warzone for a night and it'll level itself up. But I haven't done that because I've just been having way too much fun with the FFAR and the MAC-10 because
I haven't done the FFAR yet.
You need to. Personally, if you're not using the FFAR, you're doing it wrong because it is so much fun.
You got no distance though.
You do though. You do. If you can aim it properly, and I mean the thing about the FFAR is that the iron sights are similar to what the Grau was. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not better than the Grau, but it's
much of a laser
close enough to where you don't need a sight on it, so you just max out all the other attachments, and I have loved it. I mean, even like the other night when we played, I was absolutely frying with it, and both of us were. I think we were averaging like 12, maybe 13 kills a game, and we were just absolutely frying. What I was really upset about was that what's going on, Jedice? HDR for him.
Jedice.
All right, now we got to get you on the Kar 98 game. What do you say, Jedice? I jumped into his stream a couple weeks ago, and he was sniping. So we were talking about the snipers, and I was saying that the Kar 98 for me is what I had been using, but working on obviously Tundra, and I've seen some videos about the Pellington, and I haven't used the Pellington much in Warzone. Yeah, he said he tried the Kar 98, wasn't too bad. So if you can get it right and you hit your shots, it's not as good as it used to be.
It's still pretty solid though.
Yeah, before it had gotten that started leveling the SPR. The SPR is fun. The only problem with that is that it used to just be insanely overpowered. I remember when we first started using it after it had just came out. I mean, it was pretty much doesn't matter where you hit the person. It was a one-shot kill from like any distance. And now it's not necessarily true, but it is still like for me, it's close to the Kar 98 when it comes to like being mobile as a sniper. Like that's a really good option for me, pair with maybe like a heavier assault rifle because you have the mobility of the Kar 98, not necessarily the weight of like holding an HDR or an AX50. But to me, the Kar 98 on every level is more fun to use and just better than the SPR. And that's just my personal preference. So I'm excited to get the Tundra fully maxed out. Have you been using it much, Matt? Because I know you said you have it leveled up.
No.
And I know you were on it. I know you were on a sniping kick for a while there, weren't you?
Yeah, for a little bit. I feel like I would have to commit to using a sniper for a long time. But like the thing with sniping for me is that I think it has to fit into our play style because we're playing super aggressive. And if I'm not hitting shots on a consistent basis, it's harder for me to get as high kill games as I want to have.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it comes with a different play style. I mean, that's for sure. It's when we were playing the other day and we were just absolutely frying lobbies. Like that was quick, fast paced, get in a vehicle and go
M16
start
Mac
hunting down kills. And we just got to get you that FFAR leveled up because it's been so much fun.
FFAR Tundra might not be a bad play.
Yeah, the Tundra off the ground, Jedi said, is that what he's used it a couple times and hasn't actually leveled up the gun. That purple Tundra is the one that I think that you're talking about, and it's got the axial arms 3x scope on it. I've gotten a couple pretty good kills with that. It's a good gun, but if you can actually level it up and have your free range of what the attachments are, it's a really good gun. And it just what's not fair about any sniper right now, especially the Cold War snipers, is the scope that you can put on it that just doesn't even have any sniper glint. Like if you can learn to actually snipe through that, it's not an easy sight to use. You don't necessarily get nearly as much zoom on it, but if you can learn how to use that, it's pretty good. And you have a complete competitive advantage by not having that glint because they can't see you at all.
I might use it tonight. I think I'm gonna hop on after we finish this. Maybe I'll play with that.
We got to get some games rolling with Jedi's here.
Yeah.
Jedi, let us know what your Activision idea is. We'll start playing. He said he still hasn't found a sniper that he loves more than the HDR. Smacking 600 to 700 meter snipes. That's insane. All right.
Yeah, see, that's wild.
So the HDR, it just hits like nothing else. So that's
a play style thing though, because if you're sitting back a little bit, which nothing wrong with that. We just like our group plays super aggressive. We literally go bounty to bounty. So harder to support like an HDR that doesn't have as high ADS.
Got to keep up.
Yeah, you gotta keep up. Yeah, because I mean, honestly, that's the thing about having a sniper in the group, because we don't really wait. Like the other three will literally push, and if you're sniping and you're not hitting any shots, you're chilling back. You're missing out on kills because everybody else is pushing forward.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I was using the Kar 98 for a while with the FFAR, because you've got a little bit of the best of both worlds where you can kind of sit on the outskirts of the fight and then still have the mobility to then push in and get close quarters.
Right.
I mean, with the FFAR, that hits so well. So that's for me, is always going to be a fun class to use. But Jedi, so I'm curious to get your thoughts after this sniper comes out, the ZRG 20mm, because I have a feeling this is going to hit pretty hard. So comparison of this with the HDR is going to be interesting to hear. But he said he's hardly got any bullet drop with the HDR. He said he's more of a recon sniper and he hits his shots. He's comfortable with his shots and gets the other team scrambling. So
that ZRG is probably perfect for you then, because it's super long range, heavy hitter.
I mean, this thing literally specifically says, where I just saw this. It says blah 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 blah. It says the ability to eliminate operators with a single shot to the head, chest, or shoulders in exchange for a slower rate of fire. So. Interested to see what the attachments are like on this, what magazine you can get, or if there's any opportunity.
So the reload time's pretty good though.
Yeah. He just said this will be the first gun that he levels up after the update comes out. So let us know your thoughts on this, and we'll definitely circle back on this because I'm curious to see, because I have a feeling this is probably going to be pretty similar to what the HDR is, and I would imagine we'll get some good shots out of this at range because it's going to be fun to see. But next up, we spent a lot of time on the weapons here. Next up, we got Outbreak mode, which I think a lot of people are excited about. But what may not realize is that this is a Cold War thing and it's not necessarily a Warzone thing. Who knows? Maybe they'll surprise us, throw it into Warzone too. But I mean, regardless, I'm still really excited for it, and I've always loved zombies, and having an open world zombies mode like Outbreak is going to be awesome.
That sounds pretty wild, and I think it's on the Ural Mountains too, so I think they're trying to get us used to messing around on that map.
Yep. It'll be, I think they'll probably just take this similar to the Dirty Bomb maps that are all based in the Ural Mountains and have that same terrain with all the zombies. So it's going to be really cool. And
we're quickly running out of time. I was going to mention to you, what do you think that how they're going to transition? You know, we saw the boat approaching Verdansk. How do you think that they would transition it if they were going to the Ural Mountains?
Yeah, so I've heard the newest rumor that I actually heard today was that there's possibly going to be a live in-game event on the 11th of March.
I'd love it.
So that will actually, I think, be the first legit live in-game event, if it happens, for Warzone. And Jedi says the boat will run aground and it will have zombies on it. That's going to be dope. Like,
that actually would be sick.
That'd be sweet. And just completely terrorize Verdansk. Yeah.
Let me pause before you go into the rest of that rumor. I did see there's this, I can't remember his name. There's a Russian TikToker. I don't know if you've seen him before, but he translated what that message was, because there's they're like saying something in that video as the boat is approaching the shore, and he said that they said that they were transporting a biological experiment, and it was like Mayday or something, like we can't control it.
Okay, all right. So and I can come down here to where we're skipping a lot of stuff. There's going to be some other cool stuff added in. Here's the deal. All right, so this is the image that we've been shown. This is the boat, and the name of the boat is on here somewhere. Where is it? The Vodianoi. I know I'm saying that wrong. I don't speak Russian, so sorry to any Russian speakers. That's the name of the boat. So in the description here, it says last seen off the coast of Rebirth Island. The boat went missing. So that's how they're tying in Rebirth Island to this new map. So the boat now has disappeared off the shores of Rebirth. Now is going to be obviously here coming up south of Verdansk, and you can see it from prison. I actually did see on Twitter today that somebody was on top of prison and had a sniper, and they were just like scanning the shore, and you could see a boat in the distance. So there is literally a boat approaching the map right now. So I don't think that there's going to be a ton of change with this new update this week. It says in the actual notes here that there's going to be some new points of interest. So obviously I think the boat will probably be a point of interest, and people can actually go to it and experience that. And yeah, so Jedi's is saying you can see the boat really clear, and there's also a storm cloud in the sky. So we've seen the storm
I
cloud.
saw that. Yeah.
And I know we've talked about that before. I have yet to see the boat. I haven't been in the game in the last couple of days, so I haven't seen it yet. But Matt, when you're in there tonight, just send me a video or something of it, and let me see it. But
yep.
I think it's gonna be really cool. So they specifically obviously call out the boat in the notes here, but then they also call out different points of interest throughout the map that are under the map. And I think that's probably going to be more like nuclear silos that we've actually seen throughout the map so far up to this point. I mean, the whole bunker system, obviously the train system, like there's going to be some way for them to tie this all together. And I like, it's going to be Stitch and Adler, and they're going to tie this story up somehow. And I'm really excited to see how they do it, because it's like years of Call of Duty that they're essentially finally tying up loose ends with this storyline. And there's going to be a lot that's happening, but I think a lot of people may be getting really excited about a new map coming, but what they don't realize is that it's really not going to happen until March. I think
it's not this update.
Yeah, it's not going to be this. There's going to be new points of interest.
This is the start of it.
There's going to be, like this to me is the beginning of the end to Verdansk. The new rumor of the live in-game event is essentially that the in-game event is they're going to be blowing up the map somehow, and I think that there's going to be nukes tied into that, with all of the silos that are going to be now, hopefully, this
zombies
week.
Get into the silos or something.
Yeah, like they're going to tie this all together. They're going to wrap up this storyline, and we're going to hopefully then go to the Ural Mountains. That's the rumor. There's obviously no confirmations of that, but there's a ton of rumors, leaks, and just information that you can read through. So there's a lot to go through, but what are you most excited about of just the points of interest? Like, what's something that piques your interest? Is it the boat? Is it the opportunity to find more things throughout the map that we haven't seen yet, that are going to be necessarily, it'll be new, but it's in familiar places?
I think just the idea of it changing, because I mean they have made changes like the subway system and God, I don't know, the hole in the ground and the silos. But like, I don't feel that they were like as playable as COD wanted them to be.
Yeah.
I mean,
to me, I feel like if you're going to add new POIs, put them in places that people are already going to, because like for me, the newest one in the airfield, yes, it's a great place, good area to go loot, but like how many people actually go there? I feel like there's probably like maybe one squad a game that goes there, but it's not like you're getting multiple squads engaging in gunfights constantly there.
Yeah.
So for me, I feel like put them in areas of the map that people are already going to, and there's just going to be even more hype added to it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because I think, okay, once again, I know we're running out of time, but you think about Fortnite and how they integrated that with their different POIs. They literally changed or modified somehow with the storyline their existing POIs.
Yep.
So that's what I think I'm excited for, whether that's them doing something to prison with the boat or I don't know, something. I completely agree. Yeah, I hope that changes. They need to do something, because I mean, I don't even think I've ever used the subway system. Like, and I've played that game for how long? 30 days.
I've been killed on the subway system more than I've actually used it, because I've tried to get out of a sticky situation and just go into the gas, because it doesn't actually go into the direction that the train comes from. So yeah, I mean, that's a good point. I think Jedi's just brought up another good point. He said Verdansk is getting very stale. Which
I still enjoy it, but yes, it's getting stale.
I agree with you. I think it's been stale for a while, and we need change. I think I feel like I would even be more happy with the current map if there had been more changes take place earlier on. I feel like like once every couple months maybe we got something with like the bunker system, and then we got the train, and then we got the subway, and that like all of that. Yeah, that's great, fine and dandy, but it's areas of the map, like I said, that people aren't really using anyway. So I think the biggest addition out of all of those is probably the train that people use, because there's always good loot on it. And like if the train's going by, I always like, I think whenever we're playing together, I'm always like, all right, check the train, because there's usually people on it, but it's not a big enough. Incentive. Yeah, it's not a big enough area of interest to get really excited about. So to me, the excitement, just get away from Verdansk, blow it up, start from scratch. And I would actually really like to see, not like nothing to do with the gameplay, just the vibrance of what Cold War and the Ural Mountains maps have to offer brought into Verdansk,
or brought into Warzone.
Because Warzone, Verdansk, the whole map is just, it's boring, it's stale, it's vanilla. It's not fun to look at. And when you have a leg up on that when you're playing on PC, because you got all the NVIDIA filters, which Jedice, I'm curious to get your thoughts on that now after switching to PC, if you have noticed a big difference in the graphics and the way that Verdansk looks, and if you even use game filters to bring up the vibrance. Because after switching to that and having the actual colors brought out into the game, I feel like it's more fun to play because it's more exciting to look at. Like, you play Warzone for so long, and then you get into a game of Cold War, and you're like, whoa, like it's a new game, obviously, but like this doesn't even feel like part of the same franchise because it just looks so different. So he said even if they integrated Blackout map into Warzone for now, that would be fine. So I agree with you. I think Blackout was fun. I think Warzone's obviously better than it, but just something new is going to be fun. For me, I really hope it's the full new map, coming into the Ural Mountains and just getting a whole new terrain, get a swimming mechanic in there, get boats, just really change it all up and turn it into something that's really exciting for people to get excited about. And for me, that's what gets me excited about the possibility of an in-game event.
Okay, so here's the thing with me too. Just another point to make, especially with like, you think about streamers and people play this game all the time, like, and I have 30 days on this game. I have I'm not kidding. I have every single POI. I know where every single box is for almost every single place. I know exactly where to drop, exactly where to be, what corners to turn, like, and that's good for me because I need that for my just being competitive in game. But at the same time, like, it would be kind of fun if I was challenged a little bit to even know where where the stuff is, and being able to, I don't know, trying to drop on boxes and you know, when you get a new map like that, and like you think about when we first started playing Verdansk, nobody knew where anything was. That was like kind of exciting too, because like you don't know what you're getting into every game.
It's so that's actually a really good point. I was thinking about that yesterday, and I think with the addition of a new map, it's going to put everybody on a level playing field, because no one's going to know where the points of interest are. Not like, I'm excited to see what's
going to be the new super.
Yeah, exactly. What's the new superstore? What's the new boneyard? Like, what are the places that people just don't care about? Like, who's going to Dam now, and in a month and a half, it's going to be completely obsolete. So that's what I'm excited about, is for the player base to figure out what is going to be the new superstore. What's going to get us excited about the new map. And I think it's probably going to have a lot to do with what these streamers do, because they're the ones who are playing it the most, and all the eyes are on them. So it's going to be tons of new content coming out. I'm just excited overall for change, for something new coming in, and I'm excited to get
pause. We're almost there. We don't have the map yet. It's not going to be this update for people that are listening. Most likely not this update, but sometime in March.
Correct.
But I'm excited too.
That's a good point. And Jedice brings up another good point. So he said, make the most of there not really being a proper meta right now, which is what we've talked about. This is for sure the most balanced meta we've ever had with so many viable weapon options. Because he said, as soon as the new update comes with all these, with the 9 new weapons that we think are going to be available, there's going to be a new one that pops in that's going to kind of take over what the current meta looks like. I mean, that's...
And I would almost guarantee it's a Cold War gun because they want you to buy Cold War. So,
except that Psych-Off pistol is gonna be nuts. We talked about it last week, but the 80 round drum mag of a fully auto pistol that you can use akimbo.
It's nuts.
I'm gonna use it, but I'm not gonna feel good about
rounds.
it. It's gonna be, it's like the doof all over again. Oh yeah, he said pistol's gonna be stupid OP. It's gonna be nuts, absolutely nuts.
160 rounds, you should easily be able to wipe out a team of 4 with 1 mag.
Easily, close range, you just spray and pray, and you squad wipe. Like, it's gonna be ridiculous. Everybody's gonna be, at least like the first couple days that those come out, everybody's gonna be rocking them in plunder, trying to level them up.
Oh my god!
And once everybody's got them leveled up, it's just all bets are off. It doesn't matter. He said a team and a half. Yeah, it's a squad wipe and a half.
Pretty much.
That's
wait
sounds
for the
about right.
Second team to push.
Yeah, if you're close enough, you can absolutely do that. That's gonna be that's what the new clip is gonna be, is how many people you can kill with just the single press of a trigger with the Psychos. That's gonna be just stupid. So there's a lot to look forward to.
Psychos.
The insane Psych-Off posse.
Yep.
I love it. All right. We're going to wrap this up.
7:05.
So we, great discussion here. We talked a lot about, we talked about fitness. We talked about Pokemon. Talked a lot about what's coming up in Call of Duty. This is a random episode, but that's what we're here for. We're having good discussion. Jedice, thank you for joining us. He threw his Activision ID in here, so it's Jedice182. So we're going to play with him. Shout out to you. He is currently on his race to 100 followers on Twitch. So go check him out on Twitch where he's streaming. He's twitch.tv/Jedice182, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong there. But he's joining us for a good conversation, and we're excited to get more people in here week after week for continued fun. So we appreciate you joining us. Be sure to follow us here on Twitch, twitch.tv/The Joystick Chronicles. If you're listening elsewhere, you can find us on YouTube now. We're putting all of our full episodes on YouTube. You can get us on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. We're all over the place. Where Twitter and TikTok are at The Joystick Pod. Instagram is at The Joystick Chronicles. So we're slowly expanding. We've been putting content out on TikTok that I've personally been making. I crack myself up every time I send a new video to you because I think...
Back it up, Terry!
Back it up, Terry! I crack myself up when I'm making these, so I hope people also find it funny. And it's a joy to create some content here. So
if you like our TikToks, come follow all of our socials. Please.
Oh yeah,
okay.
We're just here to have a good time. So we're enjoying it. Thank you all for joining us, and we will see you next time.
Thank y'all. Bye.
Bye.